went to the embassy. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, today I was a drama queen in the Danish embassy. I don't know if they'll ever give me visa, but I went there yesterday. I learned a lot of Danish language. The most important things that I just want to talk, because I have been pleading with them. Ragnar has been pleading with them. We've been begging them. And then I said, enough is enough. So today I woke up. I went there very early by 7. When they opened the embassy, I was there. So they told me, no, we are closed for December holidays. You just have to come back on the 2nd. I said, I'm not moving. And then they said, no, we've said you have to come back on the 2nd. We are not receiving any calls and we are not receiving any emails. And then I just started talking in Danish. And then they were shocked. All of them, they were shocked.
Yeah.
And then when they had me talking in Danish, I think they thought that maybe I have been in Denmark or something. And then another woman gave me tea. I said, "Nee, tak." I refused, like in Danish. And then they were so amazed. And then they called each other. They started talking. And then they came back. They started talking to me in Danish. So the only word that I was saying was "nee, tak," because that one is easy, no, please. And yemi paslinu, I want my passport now. Those were the words I was repeating and repeating. So they thought I knew Danish. So they sat together, they started checking for my passport and everything. Then at around 2:45, they come back, they tell me, you'll get your passport tomorrow at 8. Come for your passport. Imagine.
And you also had the media there, wasn't it?
Yes, I had 2 people from KTN and NTV. Ragnar knows them. I went to the media people.
That did it.
Yeah, and I told them I will report you. This is, first of all, is gender-based violence. The thing that you are refusing me to go and attend, you are doing it to me. And secondly, I have my right as a Kenyan citizen to have my own passport. It's my property. It's not yours. Why are you keeping it for me? If you cannot allow me to go to Iceland, give me back my passport. And then they said, no, it's on the process. We really wanted to give you a visa, but you can only come on the 2nd. I said, it's now 1 month. It will be a month end if I wait until 2nd. I want to go to Costa Rica. I don't want anything. And I started talking in Danish, and I became a drama queen, and they started telling me things in Danish that I didn't even understand. They even tried giving me coffee. I was just talking in Danish. Even when they were telling me bye, they said in Danish. They were so scared.
You took them by surprise.
Very good. You got the initiative and you kept it. Oh, that's great.
Yes, I learned those words yesterday at night. I kept on repeating them. And then in the morning, I also kept on repeating them.
So if they gave it tomorrow, you will have time to get the Icelandic visa, the Iceland?
No, they are not giving me the... They said if I want the visa, I have to wait until January 2nd when they resume back.
Oh.
So I said,
how can you travel without the visa?
Yeah. So I just told them I want my passport. So they said, Madam, tomorrow. They've even sent me a polite email. They never used to send us email. They've sent me a very polite email. No? Yeah. Tomorrow at 8, I go take my passport.
Good.
Yeah, probably we have to start
postpone
the
it for
process
January.
Again. But,
yes, I think this practice of in the various groups to have the members that are, saying, I want to be an active member in doing this and that. That is very important, and especially in tasks like technical teams, where the task is something concrete. They should be, then they are committing themselves by the signature to not to demand payment.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
this is
That is what we were talking that we need to make a contract for anybody that
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
joining our team.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this
On
is
the
a
other
lot.
hand, you see that some people are very desperate and they are trying to do all types of things that are not right. But the big majority are very honest, and
Yes.
they wouldn't think of doing that. So we cannot say that it's a general feature.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this would enable or facilitate official support from
Yeah.
like the government.
I have to
Oh,
plan that. We have to plan. I will tell you something since you are mentioning that. Just now, I got an email from our friends in Bangladesh, in Dhaka.
okay.
We had prepared to visit the caretaker government, Dr. Yunus, that is a Peace Prize winner, that we met in 2008 in Berlin when the first World March was there. And Silo did the main speech to the Nobel Prizes. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the Polish guy was there. I mean, you know, the unionist, and then Gorbachev was there, and an Irish lady. Well, all the congregation
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
prizes, and then Dr. Yunus remember that he had seen Silo, remember the speech, and remember all that, and we remind him when asking for the interview now in Dhaka. Because obviously the top thing would have been to see the caretaker government, that is the equivalent to the president. But he had to go to the meeting of United Nations in New York, and he's 82 years of age. And then he had a mild heart attack, and he couldn't come back on time to Bangladesh at the time that we had organized the interview with him. And so now our friends went to see him, to tell him how he was keeping, if he was fully recovered, to tell him about the World March. And they said whether it was any chance to get support from the government of Bangladesh to visit Costa Rica, because it was the end of the march. And then he was been talking to some of the secretaries, blah, 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 blah. And he said, we'll try to invite you and send them as representatives of Bangladesh.
That's really great. That's
So
great.
that is a concrete case when you dare trying and asking and proposing, etc. Sometimes, if you have a bit of goodwill from the people that is listening to you, you can get amazing things done.
Yeah.
Like you turn the Danish down, and they and they're giving the passport tomorrow, and they said that they had lost it. Bastard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah,
it's possible to get things like that, and we can start trying if we have as Julius was saying, a very selective team of people that we can trust, and they can approach different government departments and different corporations, companies, etc., and explain what we are doing with the Me Too or with some of the projects that are very consistent projects. And we say, well, can you support us? In
Yes,
which way we could? You can have a meeting and see which are the possibilities of getting some support.
Yes.
We need for education, we need premises, we need transport, we need to sponsor a seminar that we are going to run with X number of people. Different things. Huh?
Yes.
yeah. Very, Tracy, do you remember when we went to the in Nakuru to meet the people there?
Yes.
And he was talking about that they have problem because there is no structure on the ground. They can give money because it always disappear and the things doesn't happen.
Who were saying this?
Who was it? What?
Some
who was?
officers in Uganda, no? Some
No,
representatives of
in
local councils.
Nakuru.
He was
Nakuru.
the CEO. He's called Omondi.
CEO
Yeah, he was saying.
is
Yeah, he was saying that whenever the government wants to fund, they don't find a concrete structure that they can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the people that are willing to work.
Yeah. So this movement.
CAO. What is that? What?
The chief executive officer.
Officer, CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CEO of what? Who of?
Of the
Of
charity.
Midriff. Midrift.
Somebody who takes that.
His charity group is called Midrift.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But that charity is not on from the authorities, no?
It's not from the authorities, but they work with the authority because it's an activist movement. There are people who have they deal with human rights advocates.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So they have a shelter. Politically, they have a shelter because they have volunteers that get the support of the government. They do the work for them. Because otherwise, to have civil servants to do the work and they don't have the experience, and then it's very inefficient. So it's another good thing, because at one point that means that some people will be able to pay us regularly. Pay you, not me, for doing the work, but at the same time you will be developing the movement in the base.
Yes.
Actually, we have a meeting in the afternoon or in the evening, where we will, like I was telling you, with the technical team, where we will try to sort some things out, and after that we will work on this to have some documents or something to have things very clear, and try to build up a structure, a network that with people we can trust, and then we can.
And if you form an NGO like that in Iceland as well, and then that has a branch in Kenya or in Uganda, in Tanzania, or in any of the countries, then can work in both countries, and also you can request public support, government support, and private company support in Iceland. They like to support because they can claim it from tax. So instead of paying to the state as tax, then they give it to a charity that is a recognized charity, and everybody happy because they look good. You receive the money, and then the company reduces taxes.
Even in
that's the way to do it.
My experience is more money, more problems, but this is something we can do.
But she is smiling. She doesn't think that. More money, the better. You can do more things. That's true, because otherwise, what happens, Ragnar, is that you have to sweat your ass, to say in vulgar terms, to get the money to fund all the projects in Kenya, and you get exhausted and you run again into the fish industry. That's not life, and you have a family. So if you get well organized, you can keep your income here, and all the activities should be able to self-finance themselves. Now we can do it. We couldn't do it 2 years ago because we were just a group, an informal group. But with all the things that you have done, now you have consistency, you have recognition. Our friends have gained lots of experience, the core, I mean, and we can do new things. Huh?
Yeah, of course. And of course, Tracy have a registered organization, but we have to have a very clear programs that we are doing. Then, because if you are asking for a fund, you have to have, and that is what we would like to do now. After the 3rd of March, we will, I say there is life after 3rd of March, and now we want to see what kind of
new stage.
What kind of projects we want to work on. And the best thing is if the people themselves choose the projects. That is what we like. But we can, of course, come up with some projects. But for example, about the run in Nairobi, there were so many people that came there that have sources. They were saying when they see what we are doing, then they say next year we will come to us and we can support you. But the thing is, me and Tracy are okay. All the others want to do the run again after 1 year, but me and Tracy, we are going to have a holiday somewhere else. Meanwhile, it is happening.
Okay.
Maybe we go and visit Zambia. I don't know.
Okay, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah.
But
you can go running to Zambia.
You know, Tracy was doing all of this. And now all the people that did nothing, they are talking. We want to do it again. We want to do it again.
Yeah. And
we know what we have, but we have to structure this more. And Is there a meeting now on Thursday, Julius? This week?
Yes, I checked. It's a regular half-monthly organizational meeting
Good, yeah.
on Thursday.
Very
So
good.
I will invite to that one, and
Yeah.
we will have everyone coming there.
So what should we do there? Can we think about some sluting of the Third World March, because we are obviously not going to Costa Rica, but could we do some peace sign or something, or should we just focus on what comes next?
Yeah, I have an opinion on that. We should focus on the afterlife.
Okay.
Yeah, and in that we have possibilities. I can take an example. In Iceland, we have been working closely with the Socialist Party, and they are a genuine one, and to work with us there is a woman, the Icelandic woman, Helen Maria, and she is for some decades working as a security official for the United Nations, and she has been working a lot in Sudan and in Somalia.
Mm.
And now I'm talking about one aspect of this, because now afterlife means that having the world mass pastors, that was an incident within the African Humanist Forum. So now the focus is after, from now, of building the African Humanist Forum on its way to the World Forum.
I have to tell you the following.
Okay.
The conversation is so opportune because we are advancing in the formation of the forum. The team, the base team that is helping the preparation is growing, and we are more selective. And we have launched it for all the people who have participated in forums before, including the African Forum in Senegal, that they have done it once or twice, and they had another one a couple of weeks back. And also in Latin America, they have had forums, in regional forums, a couple of times or 3 times at least. In Chile, they had them in Peru, etc. And in Europe, we had the forum. The last one was in 2018. Also in Hungary, and of course the forum in Moscow. And like that, there are a series of forums where people have participated and chosen tables, the groups of interest. Some are specialized in human rights, some in environment, some in gender violence, some in different things. And they have produced papers when those forums were taking place in order to read to the audience. But after that, the forums were one point of convocation where everybody came there. They had the discussions in separate groups and all that, and then people left. And is after, like you are saying, after the match, the whole thing dissolves. And even the papers that were produced, nobody knows where they are. One of our friends have to be researching here and there to put together some of those, and the people who were responsible for those tables. So there is a memory that we don't want to repeat in the same manner. And so we want now to launch the different regions of the world. Precisely, I was this morning working with the Southeast Asia places that we have been. Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, and then Sri Lanka, and Kerala in India, that is the south of India. There are 5 or 6 countries that all together, they are like 2 billion people if we include all of India. And if we consider only the sub-region, it's like 800 million. So a lot of people.
Korter hálftími. Já. Svona korter. Já, 15 til 30 mínútur.
So we have the next meeting of the forum in the half of January. That means people now, because of the Christmas events and all that, they are on holiday, etc. Towards mid January, I have to tell you what is the date. I think I have it written here. We will be having an enlarged meeting of the forum, having representatives of all the regions.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, don't worry. In the last meeting, we had like 55 people. I think Tracy was there. I don't know if you, yes.
Yeah.
And Ragnar was there, and Julius was there. Well,
Yeah.
in the maximum point that we had 55, but now we should have more than 100, because if we invite more people from Africa, from all the countries where we have activities, including the French-speaking areas, because there is a guy that is Tony Antonucci that speaks French, and he's coordinating the French people coming.
Yeah.
We can have people from Europe, from Latin America, and from Asia. I think we could reach well over 100. And because we are advancing the web page, that is more structured now, is easier to understand. We are putting information there about many, many things that are of interest and convergence. And then from that point, we can start organizing the forum with the African region and then the European region, because otherwise there is too much problem of calendars, because when some are sleeping, the others are waking up in the morning, like the Asians. You never get everybody that you want to have. Whereas if they have all the meetings there and here and there, and we meet once a month or every 6 weeks or something like that, and we pass all the information, we create synergies. We have our lists also, so everything goes into the web page, and everybody knows what the others are doing. We have images, we have pictures, we have good ideas, and then the forum will start to gather momentum for the first time in a world scale. That is very exciting, because never before we have done it in all the different continents and at the same time. And we have very good and capable people, very specialized. For example, in Pakistan, we are working in the organization of the forum with an organization called Sarim, that is an NGO that they are fighting for the rights of the women, similar thing that me you do, and also for immigrants groups, some of the Rohingya women that they are being pushed out of the countries, the neighbor countries to Bangladesh. They come to Bangladesh, they are completely defenseless, and they are abused by everybody, and they don't have resources of any type. So this charity concentrates in the problems of minorities in Pakistan and the weaker points of the chain. And so it's very coincident with our interest, and they are also now starting to build up the Office of Presenza in Urdu. That is a new language that we are gaining, a new country. You know that Pakistan has a population of 260 million people. So it's important chunks of people that start to hear about humanism and that get involved in projects. And all that we want to converge in a sort of loose manner in the forum. So we'll be like one big conglomerate of lots of activities, a similar thing that the World March, but in specific projects, not just human symbols or not just the commitment to non-violence. That is a soft approach, which is very nice because people find easy to participate, but we don't get enough depth. We don't get enough impact or penetration in society, because we want in the forum to start giving opinions with a humanist orientation on the most crucial problems of our time. Because people are so badly informed about everything by the chains of media that they organize the narratives according to their own interest, and then they divert the attention of the public to stupidities, and the important issues are never tackled in the way that they should be tackled, and the problems remain unresolved. And because people do not have clarity in their minds, they cannot pressurize the governments to put pressure on other people in society in order to create a body of opinion that force the governments to take attention to one problem or another and resolve them.
Yes.
So it's really an ambitious project that we will not be able to achieve results in one day, but we'll gradually be gaining ground and doing lots of things.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted to tell about that. So
Yeah.
everybody will be invited.
I want
Sounds very
to.
good. But can I ask you, what is the rhythm of these meetings?
We meet every week. I mean, the core team that is organizing all this, the way in which will be implemented. But then at the moment, the global sort of things to get started, the regions, we are going to have, we had that meeting on when was the 2nd of the month? The
Yeah,
one that you
something like that.
participated? Yes. And then we will have another one in mid-January, and there we have to decide which will be the frequency to get forward. Will be
Yeah.
once a month,
Yeah.
or the
Okay.
regions can have a couple of meetings every month because they will be setting up the regional organization. It's up to
Yeah.
each one.
One suggestion in context of this plan of the mid-January World Human Forum session, then you should use that time to really build a plausible technical team, because those so far those meetings have been total disaster technically.
Yeah.
And to come there like an English speaking or whatever, that there were no way to find where should we go to have the translation. All these things, please.
Yeah. The little things that sometimes make a big impediment, because even I found myself not knowing what to do and how to access all the resources within the meeting. And
Because
that is fairly stupid, really.
Because Zoom is a fantastic tool, but they have to know how to use it.
Yes, exactly. Now we got interpreters in the last one, or the interpreters were all right. It had a certain
And don't
continuity.
forget Swahili. You are coming to East Africa. Don't forget. And Swahili is going to be an African national language.
You think so?
They are doing away with English, French, and everything. So the AU has come up and has decided that every African country should learn Swahili. So Rwanda has started, Burundi, Congo, and part of Cote d'Ivoire. So it's in a phase. So in 10 years to come, all the African nations will be speaking Swahili.
And we can produce our papers in the forum in Swahili now with the automatic translators. Is easy.
Yes. Yeah.
So you say that in the meeting that we have then in mid-January.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Before this meeting, mid-January, would be very good to connect some technical people from Kenya to the team to prepare, so someone can have an open mic to translate into Swahili.
Yeah.
That's
a very good idea, no?
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's talking, and we don't do the things, and then
that can be very easy. I know even Tracy can do it. And
also I was thinking, like, also you need to think about people with disability, like the deaf people. I have a deaf team that always want to come to the meeting. But I was thinking, like, I need to have a translator that can join us, so that when they join the meeting or they do the internal exercises, somebody can say what Julius is saying with their signs. So also that you need to consider.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Next year, because also what will help in that sense, Tracy, is that most of the meetings will be regional meetings. So there you will have mainly Africans. And then we will have a core team for the African Forum that will participate mainly with the tables of different topics, that they are the theme tables of the forum. But that will be the African chapter. But then we will meet all the chapters together one or twice a year, where of course we will have to find, technically will be more complicated to integrate all the different languages. But by then we are going to have more people, and we'll have more resources like sign language for Swahili, or sign language for English or whatever European language or ways of communication. So we'll have the obstacles proportional to the strength that we have to overcome the obstacles. So that's good.
Yeah.
There'll be more.
I want to.
Even in
Yes.
the last meeting, the English speaking suddenly disappeared because the guy who was translating, he was muted. Remember? So,
Yeah.
but we are learning. We are learning.
So we have
Yeah.
we have to have somebody. I have noticed similar things because it can happen. Somebody is in the booth, but if nobody is monitoring what is happening in the booth,
Yeah.
so you keep talking and you think that you are interpreting and nobody is listening to you because your microphone is shut and you are the one who operates the microphone.
Yeah.
Those things, that's the
Yeah,
real
yeah.
life, and we can build up theories, and then
Yeah.
when we implement
Yeah,
all these
and
things,
such technical problems can destroy any plans,
anything.
any plans. Okay,
And,
so,
yeah.
but I want to add a theme here, because not least with Tracy here, that in Iceland, in the Socialist Party, we have been very active with the Humanist Party, and in that process, Helena Maria, Icelandic woman, has been active with us, and she is a security official for some decades for the United Nations, working in Sudan and Somalia, and she. I have got a contact with her. She is very widely connected. She even told me that she has met, Jeffrey Sachs, and her friend is a good in good contact with Jeffrey Sachs, and he is.
What's the name? Did you say?
Helen Maria Olafsdóttir, and I've been telling her about what we are doing and in what countries we have been building through the World March and all that. And she is very impressed, and I sent her the video from the last organizational meeting, so she knows this and she this thinks this is very nice. And she has told me that she is very open to further, ways of, working together, and this can be very interesting synergy, and can be seen as a part of the Africa Humanist Forum development. So you, Tracy, you have some contacts in Sudan?
Yes, I have a lot of contacts. In fact, they wanted to have a meeting with us on Saturday, but at the same time, we were having a meeting with Uganda. So I didn't want to mix up because we are doing introduction to them.
Yeah.
And they are almost like 100.
Okay.
100 people on board that we have that have been they're interested with the humanist movement. And most of the time when I go there, we just do a few things because I always gather them in a church. There's a pastor that I know. So I work with the people there in the community.
And that's
So
Sudan,
maybe,
no?
That is Southern Sudan, Juba.
Yes.
Actually, the plan
Even
was
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah,
Okay.
also Ethiopia, they wanted to have a meeting with us. Ragnar will organize. So we have Southern Sudan and Ethiopia.
Yes.
Very
And
important countries. They have lots of conflicts at the moment.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Helena, she has told me that, of course, she is saying the situation there is that it could go to pieces anytime. This is very precarious. We do that, say that, yeah. And anyway, that she said, on the other hand, that there are people there that she is working with, and she says that what keeps her energy going in doing all these things are the natives, the people themselves, how they have been contributing to those to making safer the situation and so on. So this, is really something that is interesting to, if these people on the ground that she is referring to, they can somehow integrate into our processes.
Fantastic. We'll give lots
Okay.
of spread and
Okay,
yeah,
I think two things. One thing is I have to go soon. My daughter is calling me to pick her. And okay, about the meeting on Thursday, if I would like to in the beginning, I would like to ask people to give some report about what they were doing in the Third World March, and I will use your document as an example, Tracy, how they can take the pictures, write the text, and to close the Third World March. And then we would talk about what is next and how we can organize some activity, but it's good if they come up with some activities. And then maybe, Julius, you could tell about this project in South Sudan and this connection. And we could maybe organize on the meeting to connect Tracy and this woman and see what we can do in South Sudan and other things. And also if you, Antonio, would tell us about this forum, the way forward, how we're organizing this forum.
Yeah.
I think this could be a very good, and Tracy, what about you?
What I want to do is tomorrow I want to submit the report, how we did starting from 2nd October. So I'll submit the report and you'll give it to Julius and Antonio will work together. Then maybe we can use it on Thursday also. That is the report, just to tell people how far, what we've done. And the report is out if anybody wants the report or somebody didn't know what we are doing, was not in the they can give their email and then we can send them. And also we can put it for a future reference.
Oh, very important.
Yeah.
And actually, I think we are now up to the end of this video. And I think the video is of the sort that it is possible to someone like Helen, if I could send it to her, because we have covered things that she might find interesting. And we might have some others apart from this coordinating body to think of, to use this video that can help us to,
this video, no?
This is, yes.
This now, it's okay, but we should also record.
I'm thinking, for instance, like Antonio, individuals or people that you would like to, in this video, we have been talking about the situation in Africa, and it could be useful for them to know what we are plotting.
Plotting. And then I was thinking, when you were mentioning Helen Maria, that if we, at one point, we decide to build a charity that could cover our activities in different countries, because it will cover that facility. We have to request visas in one place or find some other influence or ask for contributions or donations for some institutions. That we would be good if we can register in United Nations, because we have been working together in several African countries for a few years. More formally, more documented, less documented, but we have a track record. So at one point, we have to get that dividend for that capital that we have there, and then we can have a good application formally. And with her contact, she will say, for a project like you are doing in Africa, since she finds it interesting, this will be the channel to follow, like this, like this, like that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
when you
yeah,
have that
yeah.
recognition,
Very
you start to play in the big leagues, in
Yeah, yeah.
amongst
No,
the
this is
charities and all that.
beautiful. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. If you mention it to her,
Yeah,
that is
I will.
amongst the plans that we have,
Yeah, yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
fantastic. No?
Yeah, okay. And also we are, like in Uganda, we want to register, and Maureen want to register group in Eldoret. We are working on registering, but
Yeah.
maybe we should have some coordinating over that, because are we registering as a humanist forum or what?
Well, we don't know yet. We think that we
Okay.
want that type of format, because we will decide in the moment. But so I wouldn't stop the people who are willing to register their organizations at a local level, at a regional level, at a country level, because all that adds up. Because later on, these organizations can join as such into the larger one that we are going to build. But I don't know if it should be the forum, but perhaps could be the African Forum with its independent format.
Oh, okay, this is very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a lot of things to talk about on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the meeting is at what time?
5 o'clock.
The same
Iceland,
time.
England,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Uganda.
yeah. No, you are planning this very well, Ragnar, the meeting, to finish with the World Mass and to open the door to another project, this project of the building the regional Pan-African Forum on our way to the World Forum.
Exactly. But
Okay,
it will become a reality, because we have been talking about the forum, and suddenly we see how it is forming, because the people are there, the project is there, the format is there.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I every time I feel very impressed with the way in which we can construct so many things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We keep doing, and at one point it's all there.
Yeah, it's like somehow the people are getting more open for all kinds of activities, and
Yes.
and somehow, we have found somehow the right simple explanation on this introduction of meeting me and Tracy. So I want to try to use it on the in the
Organizational meeting.
Yeah, have a introductional meeting in online with many places, many countries. But I think that is a project for February, when the school starts again, and we will take it step by step. But maybe if Tracy, if you don't come to Iceland, then we should maybe organize that you go to Sudan and meet the people, and then we have maybe a meeting with this woman, Mari. What's her name again?
Maria.
Helena Maria. Helen Maria.
Yeah, you remember they had invited me. They were having a cultural festival. They had invited me, but we were going to Uganda. I was supposed to go to Sudan to meet the humanist movement people there. And then also I'm being invited again in another cultural festival with the Congolese people in Uganda. So I'd be happy to go. Yeah.
And you can tell about this. You can also, on the meeting, tell them about your struggling with the Danish embassy. And
and how quickly you learned the Danish.
So
that's why you want us now to talk to talk in
you have a stand-up comedian
in Swahili, no?
Gig.
But also you have been going to invited to some meetings this last week. You can also tell us about that.
I've attended, the African Forum for young leaders. Yeah, I'll talk about it in the meeting on Thursday. The people that I met, like Patrick Lumumba, a very great person.
What about Patrick Lumumba? What do you say?
Patrick Lumumba is a very known African
I know
activist.
everything about him. Yeah.
Yeah,
But what are you
he was
calling
there.
Patrick Lumumba?
We talked, and I was telling him about the African humanist movement. He told me to go to his office so we can talk more. He's willing to support if we'll push the forum in African Union that the colonial masters should not be telling us what to do when we elect leaders, that our leaders should do what the Africans want, because whenever they elect they go to the African Union, there's no change. So that was what we were talking yesterday, and it was reminding me of the meeting we had. Is colonial the Passover thing? You remember the one that we
Yeah.
had?
Yeah.
I really used a lot of message, and I conveyed it from that meeting. So these meetings are very important. Yeah.
Not important. But that Lumumba then is the son of Patrick Lumumba or not?
He's the original Patrick Lumumba.
Yeah.
I thought he had been killed. No?
I want to mention one thing. It's a colossal.
Then the Lumumba, the grandfather died.
The grandfather.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Just
So
to
he took after the father, because the father was also fighting for African independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kept the name and the first name, Patrick, and the tradition.
It still goes on.
Yeah.
When they kill this Lumumba, another Lumumba comes. When they kill that Lumumba,
we have to tell the Europeans and the Americans.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we should not forget one element that is a very, very strong one. In Iceland already, we have a guy, Kristinn Hannesson, that went to the Sochi meeting for young socialists from all over the world in Russia. And he is in contact now with like the biggest youth union in the world, in India, and he has contact in Liberia and so on. And so that process, the BRICS process, is a thing that we should have on the radar.
Association with them,
on the radar.
We even talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
He was really encouraging people to support BRIC, and they were talking very nice things about BRIC. And if everybody gets to know about BRIC, I think there's going to be a very great change. And also I talked with Christian. So he always tells me what he's doing. Like that time he went to Russia, he was telling me what he's doing. So we are in good contact with Christian.
Christine, you mean?
Yeah,
Christine
from
Anderson.
Iceland.
Very good.
Christine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you talked to Christine with the big red?
Yeah. He was coming to our meetings before, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Really...
the Icelandics are transforming Africa.
I'm telling you, and that's why the Danish embassy is very annoyed.
Nobody knows them, and Iceland has an incredible influence.
Okay. No,
well, wonderful. No?
So I think
very nice to see you guys.
We are to the end now.
Yeah, we are good.
Yeah.
So peace, force, and joy to all of you.
You all, and if anything, we are all on the list.
Okay. I will close in the right way.